So by far, the folder you're going to spend the most time in is going to be the job files. These are generally kind of archives, but if we did prepare those drawings in an earlier version of CAD, we tend to leave that as part of the file tree name. Again, if surfaces profiles have been generated, we try not to change the version. If we have concept data, we may update it to a new version uh, without as much concern. So in a project folder, let me go ahead and pull one that should be set up reasonably well. We generally have three folders for each project. Let me see if I can get them to the top there. So that each folder, when we start up a job, we're going to create three folders. Always starts with the 8-digit job number. Uh, you've got first four digits is the client number, a dash. Next two digits is the year. So this job was started in 2017. 01 means it's the first job for that client in that year. So we'll have a CAD folder, we'll have a docs folder, and we'll have an aerial folder. The aerial does have a dash there so that it gears third in order. CAD folder is where you can spend a lot of your time. Uh, Inside here, you've got a data shortcuts folder that Eddie can tell you more about than I can. Your DWG folder, which should be very familiar, and a survey folder. The survey folder is where when we get data in from Scott or an outside surveyor, we create dated folders. We put the CAD files, the points files in there, and kind of keep track of that raw data that has come in. And if we're sending things out to Scott for stakeout, we will do that as well. The DWG folder is really where the work, the heavy lifting happens on the engineering side. So I'm going to go ahead and just sort this by file type, get down to the actual DWGs, try to put a job number, then a space for all our base and topo files. So they kind of appear at the top, and then a dash for the paper space sheets that are involved in the project. So they appear after all your base and topo data. Our base is broken up, and he's created a handful of different templates for whether it's entrance cross sections, ENS, easements, uh, grading, parcels, storm sewer, water and sewer. You can learn more about those templates from Eddie. The base is where a lot of the line work happens when I'm doing concept design work, lot layouts, center lines of various storm drains and other utilities, but not modeled data so much in there as it is just kind of the starting point for the engineering designs. Topo is just what it sounds like. It's our topography. It's got markups for some other information that we want to highlight in our engineering drawings. Here, the C is like this was the construction set. This had utilities and road design to be reviewed by county engineering. CE is entrance for entrance plans, everything going to DelDOT. ESC or EP was an easement plat for the sewer. ESC is our stormwater management construction drawings. We always just label that as ESC. We have SWM drawings. Those are design exhibits. They're usually in full color. They're included in stormwater reports. They do not go to contractor. They are for the reviewers only. So we break them up. When we go through the DENREC or SCD checklist, we do refer to both these sets, and anything the contractor needs to see has to end up in this ESC set. Anything the contractor does not care about and would just distract ends up in the SWM set. FM is fire marshal. Really, it's the water plan. So it's water because this will happen to be a subdivision. RP is record plan. That's of course addressing not only lot creation but all the DelDOT checklist headaches and nonsense. RZ was an early on drawing. That's when we rezoned the property from GR to a GR RPC. And so that's quite a bit older than a lot of the other drawings. WD was a wetland delineation that was done again pretty early on. So that's kind of the basic file names. So you can go right into Windows Explorer and kind of have these things stacked up in an order that makes sense and works you through the construction set. And everything at the top ends up getting X-referenced into a lot of these base drawings get X-referenced into the other plan sets to create a project. Then there's an XREF folder. The XREF folder, it's probably a good time to start a new video.